Hello everyone, this is Keenan Park, and this is YLOC 4th grade worksheet, lesson 29. For our first section, we're converting mixed fractions into improper fractions. So what a mixed fraction is it looks like there's some number, like let's say 1, and then we have some fraction off to the side. So 1 and 2/3, let's say, as an example. An improper fraction is just any fraction that has its numerator greater than its denominator. So if we wanted to convert 1 and 2/3 into a improper fraction, we would just have to, 1 and 2/3 is basically saying the same thing as 1 plus 2/3. And then we can convert 1 very easily. It's the same thing as 3/3 plus 2/3. And so you can just add the numerators together and get 5/3. It kind of seems like a lot of steps, but it's pretty simple. So first we have 1 and 2/5. So that's the same thing as 1 plus 2/5. Instead of 1 is 5/5, so we get 5 plus 2/5, which is 7/5. Now 5 and 1/2. This adds a little complexity because we're not just doing 5/5. It's now 5 being converted into some number of halves. So right now we have 5 plus 1/2. 5 is the same as 10 halves. And then we can pretty simply find that that's 11/2. This next problem is the same thing, maybe a little easier. Oops. And that equals 3/2. These next few problems are in the same vein, so I'll skip over them. And then this one is over 7ths. So now 3 plus 4/7. Well, 3 is the same thing as 21/7. And the reason we can do that is 3/1. We can multiply the top and the bottom by 7. You should know that 3/1 is equal to 3, because any number divided by 1 is the same as the original number. So this will give us 21/7. Sorry. So we get 21/7, and then of course plus the usual 4/7, which will give us 25/7. We repeat for the next one, except with the 4th. So 5 times 4 is one quick way to do this. So the numerator will be 5 times 4. And then this last one, I think you should be able to do very easily. We did this one already, actually. And then for our next section, we're adding these mixed fractions. So there are really two ways to go about this. The first one is you can convert both of these to improper fractions and then add them, like we've learned how to do. Or we can add them together as mixed fractions, but then that would require doing a little bit of fraction addition. And then once we have our final mixed fraction, we convert that into an improper fraction. So I will try both ways. So for this first one, I will add first and then convert. So 1 and 7/8 plus 2 and 6/7. For when you add this, we can add the normal numbers without any problem. So we have 3, and then we have 7/8, and then we also have 6/7. Now we add these two first, and then we'll add whatever fraction that is to this. 7/8 and 6/7, we just find a common denominator. So that will be 56. So we multiply the 1 that's divided by 8 by 7 on top and bottom, and the 1 divided by 7 by 8 on top and bottom. So overall we get 56 at the bottom denominator, and then 7 times 7 is 49, plus 6 times 8 is 48. And we add those together, and then we'll get 97/56. which is the same as, I believe, it's 1 and 41 over 56. And so when we add that to 3, we get 4 and 41 over 56. And now we have to convert. So 4 times 56, you can just do that off to the side over here. And then you get 224. And then you add the 41, so you get 265 over 56. And for this next problem, I'll try converting first. So 1 and 1/4, that's 4/4 plus 1/4, which is 5/4, plus, that's 7/7 plus 4/7, which is 11/7. And then now we add the common denominator, 5 over 4 times 7 on top and bottom, plus 11 over 7, but times 4 top and bottom, because that's what the other denominator is. You get the same denominator of 7 times 4, which is 28. And then we add these two. 5 times 7 is 35. 11 times 4 is 44. When you add them, you get 79. So that's our final answer, 79 over 28. Let's try 2 and 1/6 plus 3 and 1/3. So once again, I'll try adding and then converting. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And then we're adding 1/6 and 1/3. If you use the lowest common denominator, if you remember how to do LCDs, then you can simplify this pretty easily. 1/6 plus 1/3, well, the lowest common denominator will be 6 here, not 18. So 1/3 we can multiply top and bottom by 2 to give us 2/6. So 1/6 plus 2/6. And that will give you 3/6. And actually you can simplify this to be 1/2, because you can divide both sides by 3. Or both top and bottom by 3. So you get 1/2. So this is just 5 plus 1/2, which if you convert into an improper fraction would be 11 over 1/2. Or 11 over half. 11 halves, I guess. So that's number 3. This next one is pretty easy, because one of these is actually just a normal number, not a mixed fraction. So you can do this part first. 5 plus 3 is 8 and 2/5, which is, remember, just addition. And then we just have to convert this mixed fraction basically into an improper fraction. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 2 is 42 over 5. So once again, I'll do converting first for this one. That will give you 13 over 4, and then 25 over 3. The fast way to convert is you multiply the whole number by the denominator, and then you add the numerator. You write that number, and then you put divided by the denominator. So that would look like is 3 times 4, 12, plus 1, that gives you 13, divided by 4. So you get 13 over 4. Same here, 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25, divided by 3. Now you're adding these two, so just find the common denominator. And what you'll get is 39 plus 100 divided by 12, which will give you 139 over 12. I'll solve using the conversion first method from now on. So this will give you 13 over 8 plus 17 over 6. And then now we just multiply to get common denominator. So all this will be over 48. Or actually, you can do, I believe the lowest common denominator for this one is actually 24. So you only need to multiply 8 by 3 and this by 2. Or 4 rather, sorry. So 13 times 3 is 39, plus 17 times 4 is 68. You add these together, you get 107 over 24. 4 and 2/5 plus 2 and 3/7. We get 22 over 5, and then 17 over 7. And then you get 154 plus 85 all over 35. And so that will give you 239 over 35. For our last question, we have 13 over 6 plus 3 over 2. And the lowest common denominator is 6 actually. So 3 over 2, you multiply top and bottom by 3. We will get 13 over 6 plus 9 over 6, which will give us 21 over 6. 22 over 6. And then 22 over 6 will give us 11 over 3 if we simplify. And that's all today. So thank you for listening and watching.